It's Monday, September 18th, on the way to work. So a little bit on Wedding Grid. I haven't really talked about Wedding Grid at all, but I thought it'd be a good time for me to share what we're doing. Since the Wedding Grid is a part of me and my wife, I mean, this vlog should somehow give a little taste of what it is that we're up to. And I mentioned my company a few times, and you know, it's one of those things where I just don't want to make this vlog particularly only about the Wedding Grid. The Wedding Grid is an app that we have developed. We started it back last year in October. We came out with the idea of developing an app. And sometimes apps are either a hit or miss. You know, they're wasted money sometimes, or they're worth it. At times, people invest money and they spend thousands of dollars into an app idea and hope that it'll go viral, it'll get picked up, and you know, they could really live off it. And this app that we're designing, it's solving a problem within the wedding industry, which is what I used to be involved in a lot. I used to be a wedding photographer and videographer. I used to own a company called Stage 1 Films, which technically I still own. It's still up there, but I hardly use it because now my focus is on Wedding Grid. This app facilitates wedding vendors, and so this app is focused into bringing the wedding vendor and the bride to connect. Me, as a wedding photographer and videographer, I had one problem in the industry. I mean, the industry is great. I love it. It pays well. I get to practice what I love, which is photography and videography, and spend all day taking photos, edit it, and get paid for it. I love it. It's great. But there was one problem that I ran into, which was the flow of clientele. I often found myself negotiating, dealing with people, taking things out, making sure that the budget works for them, the budget works for me. And many times, either the client would accept it or it wouldn't pass. And on top of that, not many people know that I'm a wedding vendor unless I mention it. Let me give you an example of how that works. If there's a bride out there and that bride has a specific budget set aside for photography only, say she wants to spend, I don't know, $2,500 on photography only, and she wants certain packages, this app will find her profile, see that she wants to spend $2,500, and match it within her location of the wedding. All the photographers, they have a package with what she wants and under or around her budget. So therefore, she will get notified, hey, there's a photographer nearby that matches your profile. Bam. No more searching, no more hassle. Now it's more of like, hey, let's work together, rather than, hey, I want to see your packages. No, I see your packages. Or, hey, let me see your rates. No, your rates are right there. The conversation is different now. It's pretty exciting to see how far we have come. I mean, we are literally in the last stages of the app being launched. You know, we are working with a third-party app developer, and they are doing a phenomenal job. And you know, we have investors involved, and it's going great. Me and my wife are excited. I'm doing a lot of social media work. That's mainly the work that I do, is on social media, because I am engaging with my audience through social media, and I am connecting with them. And through that, I found great success. On the way to pick up my wife, and then we're gonna jump on to her dad's BMW. He let us borrow it for a few days just until we can fix our cars up. It's just life happens. We're gonna have it for a few days, possibly maybe a week or two, just until we get both of our cars fixed. I remember a while back I had a Land Rover. I took that Land Rover out to the mountains to go off-roading. It was the craziest thing in the world. I was in, where was I? I think in my first or second year in college, and I traded in my Ford Explorer at the time, and I got myself a Land Rover. I think it was a 2000 and, oh gosh, what year was it? 2011 model, I believe. And no, earlier. I think it was a 2000. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, here's a photo. And yeah, I love that car, man. I was like second year in college, driving a Land Rover, even though it had like 190k miles. It was nuts. Went off-roading. At the time, my dad had a Excursion that was lifted with a 10-inch lift. It was man, rocking 37-inch tires. It was nuts. Off-roading to Azusa Canyon, and I took my Land Rover, and then the park ranger that let us in was like, look son, I don't want this car totaled. Look, be careful because there is 4 feet of pure mud and water, and I don't want to see this car being towed out of here. So I told him, you know what, officer, this is great, thank you so much for telling me. And guess what, I took it. I went into that 4 feet of mud without hesitating. Here are a few pictures. Guess what? My Land Rover, when I purchased it, it didn't have a fuse lid on it. Like the fuse box is inside of the engine. Like, I don't understand who takes off the lid and doesn't put it back. And because of that, my car went haywire. The wipers were going on and off. My AC was turning on and off automatically by itself. It was insane. My alarm went off while I was driving it back home. It was nuts. My car was possessed. To get that whole box repaired, it cost me over $600 just for the fuses to be replaced, and I bought that at a junkyard. So my car sat for 6 months while getting repaired, or I had to save up money to get it repaired. It means 2 years, second year of college, I didn't have money. So it was nuts. I'm never doing that again. I'm making sure that I have the lid box on the fuses before I take it off-roading. Not to say, it was fun. I had to drive my mom's minivan for 6 months. I was a soccer dad, if you will, during my 2 years of college. I rocked that van, man. People were asking me for rides. It was cool. Anyways, that's my off-roading story. So I'm here at Vanguard University. It's around 6 o'clock, and the wifey just got to class. Looks like I'm gonna be spending some time here doing some social media work and just some other stuff relating to wedding grid. So let's see what else happens today. Alright, so I just came back from Vanguard and we're doing some late night shopping with the wifey, and we're gonna call it a night. Vlog over.